Hi, this is a three-part series, and this is part one of Cryptoboomers podcast over at YouTube. They put together a group of people that were talking about their experiences with trading cryptos with Crypto J and their experiences in the crypto market. And there's some really great stories that they have to share, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.
Hey, all you crypto boomers. It is an off the cuff session with Bud and Paul, and we've got Harold on the line, going to share some personal stories, and we're just going to do a roundtable today. And there may be even some other people that jump on just to kind of share personal stories about how the Bitcoin Academy and specifically Jay has helped us over the past 3 years. Especially some of us who were in the market back in the 2017 run up and were so euphoric and excited and just thought, everything was going to happen, within the next 6 months to a year, only to see it pull way back. And he kept us sane and actually helped us to take advantage of that pullback. But anyway, I just want to toss it over to Bud and let him. We're gonna ask questions, and we're gonna kind of roundtable it. Each one of us will take the opportunity to answer the question the way that just personally, it's just a personal answer from each of us, and then we'll just go on to the next question. How's that sound, guys?
Sounds great to me.
Sounds great.
Okay, Bud, I'm gonna
Paul, let me jump in and just what I was asking myself, and maybe I can go first, is how has Coach Jay of the Bitcoin Academy, how has he changed my life? And for me personally, I found Jay, if you think about my story, I got into Bitcoin with $500 back in 2015. I couldn't care less about Bitcoin, used it to buy coffees and pizzas. And really, it was only until I met Jay and started to learn about money in a way that I'd never really learned about it before. He's changed my thinking about money, about wealth, and about just understanding the markets, the crypto markets, and viewing it as an asset class. So in 2017, I started taking Jay's education, put a lot more money in. But as of today, I mean, I am a crypto multimillionaire because of Jay, and I know there's quite a lot of different people in the group that have been around since day one, who also have created enormous amounts of wealth. But it's not only that; it's the ability to retain it, to think about how to diversify, and how to improve your life. So Jay has made a remarkable impact on my life, on how I live my life. And so I can't stress enough how real he is as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Harold, what the same question? Let's just take this same question and go around, and then we'll go on to the next question. What about you, Harold?
Well, Jay, I joined his team there in 17, so to speak. I mean, I started listening to him when he was there with Snippy. But I was already in cryptos since about, it was February of 17 when I got in. And, on that big run up, boy, it was crazy because I'd come from other forms of investing, Wall Street investing, and had not been successful at all. So when I got into cryptos, of course, we're in a bull market, so you really couldn't make any mistakes at that point. I mean, nothing that you did was a mistake. Everything made money, and it was so vastly different. I didn't know what we had. I didn't know what was going on. I was completely clueless. I'd subscribed to another crypto service that was, really wasn't very good. But because we're in a bull market, everybody's making money. So, they looked good, right? When I heard Jay and heard what he was saying and listened to the targets that he was calling, and then I watched the markets hit those targets very, very decisively, I was blown away. I'd never heard anything like what Jay was doing. And I didn't know that it was possible. I mean, at that time in my mind, I was like, how in the world can you come up with these numbers? I mean, how can you sit down and look at a chart and go, okay, we're going to go to here, then we're going to go to there, we're going to do this. Of course, nobody's perfect and you can't call, 100%, but when nobody else is calling anything that's even remotely close, and Jay's out there calling it within pennies, it's like, what in the world is this guy doing? So it was a real eye opener for me. And that's when I started following his instructions, so to speak, and started listening to what he was doing. And wow, really enjoyed the ride so far.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me has not been trading, and this is no secret. I've talked about this on Crypto Boomers. I've talked about it actually on the Patreon group before with Jay. But mine was mindset and psychology. Most know that I'm a real estate investor. Me and my business partner are members of the Patreon. We both started investing in this space back in early 2017, like you, Harold, and limitedly, but as pure speculation. The biggest thing for me, and I did have a little bit of a background in personal trading and forex and stocks and stuff like that, where I had some success at times, but overall lost a lot of money. And the psychology of trading and the mindset of a successful person, let alone trader, is what is one of the first things that I learned from Jay. And when he started that teaching, I thought, okay, here we go. I signed up kind of to learn about cryptos and trading, but very, very quickly understood that, you don't know what you don't know. And once I listened to that mindset class and the psychology of trading over and over again, and it started to resonate with me, you go from a person that completely changes their psychology to, I'm going to throw a little bit in here and I hope it goes up, to someone who actually expects and manifests and thinks positive. And I'm not talking about blindly following anything, but at the same time, if you don't get wealthy by having a poor man mentality, if that makes sense. And my goal was to create generational wealth. And it always has been through real estate and other ventures. And this was becoming apparent that this was going to be an opportunity to do that. That's the biggest thing that I've gotten from Jay. Now, well, I say that's the second biggest thing. The biggest thing is his friendship. Him and I have hit it off and become friends and chat frequently about other things, not just crypto. We talk about gardening, we talk about food, he's a phenomenal chef. We talk about life, about attitude, cars. He loves cars, and so do I. I'm fortunate enough to have gotten to know him on a personal level beyond crypto. And I can tell you, he is absolutely as genuine as anyone that I've ever met. I go into relationships very cautiously. I'm not a person that goes in blindly, if you know what I mean. And this was no different. But at the same time, it didn't take long for me to recognize what type of a human being he is. There's things that Jay does for other people that you guys will never know. And I'm not at liberty to talk about them either, but I can just tell you that he affects other people's lives in a very positive way on a very frequent basis. So anyway, that said, I think those three answers give you a varying different types of ways that Jay has helped us and changed our life. But anyway, that's my side of it. When we got in the space in 2017, now you were in earlier than that, Bud, but But in 2017, when everything was going up and nothing could go wrong, and it seemed like we were on our way to millions and millions of dollars. And like I said the other day, I was sitting on a beach with Dustin, my business partner, and our families, and we were watching our portfolios go up, thinking this is it. We're, everybody's saying it's $1 million Bitcoin and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the bottom fell out of it. And so my question for you guys is, and for myself is how did, because we all went through the bear market while being taught by Jay. So how did being part of the Bitcoin Academy and being taught by Jay help you get through the bear market? And yeah, I'll just leave it at that in general. If you want to expand on that, that'd be great.
Let's have Harold go first on this one.
Sure.
Well, I can tell you decisively, I'm at my age, I know myself pretty well. And I can tell you for sure, I would have waited till Bitcoin got to the bottom, bailed out, and I would have been mad. I mean, mad. And then I would have watched it go up, and I would have gone, nope, I'm not getting back in. I'm not getting back in. And then, somewhere in the highs, I would have been, all right, dang it, I got to get in because it's taken off. It's going to go to $1 million without me. And it would have been a really sad story. It would have been, again, beyond frustrating. It would have been just anger management at that point. But, Jay, fortunately, having well, there's two things that Jay really brings us. One is, first of all, you have to have a larger picture of the market. You have to be able to see where it's going and where it's come from, and understand that there are waves in the process of this whole, because this whole thing is a big process. It's not just a single event. And too many times in, call it life, but trading specifically, in our adventure in this lifetime, trying to provide a living for our families, these cycles, we don't see the cycles. We're just trying to make a buck, right? We're looking for putting food on the table this week. We think about, what do we got to do to make a living in the future, but not in decisive terms, And so watching these waves come and go, it's overwhelming if we're not focused on the larger picture. And so that was the thing that Jay really brought for me, was the ability to see the larger picture and to focus on it through these dips. Like when you got a boat that's going through large waves in the ocean, you get into those valleys and you really can't see anything but water all around you, and you're like, oh crap. But once you get up to the top of the wave and crest that baby, you can look around, you can see what's going on or where you're going, so to speak. And so that's what I really got from Jay, was being able to see that larger picture. And then, he also fills in that the mentality that you need to be able to make it through that. Because in a lot of ways, this is just a fight. That's the way I see it.
That's a great question, Paul, and thanks, Harold. I mean, the bear market, God, wasn't that like so depressing? I mean, the first thing Jay taught me and us as the original students is about the Wall Street cheat sheet. And looking at the Wall Street cheat sheet without having really experienced what it means to go through the emotion changed everything, actually going through it. I mean, who would have believed in 2018 that Bitcoin would just basically go down and sideways for 2 to 3 years and then be stuck in this holding pattern? Yeah, we went through the cycle, and having the coach pound on us regularly. I mean, at some point he was posting almost daily and just keeping us in the market, keeping us focused on our targets. Part of me, I mean, his targets are phenomenal. They are all his own work. And what kept me in the bear market holding some positions like Cardano, I remember holding when it was down at 2-3 cents. In fact, he had us buying. But what kept me in the market is the fact that he kept focusing on such unbelievable targets. And I thought, would I be comfortable now selling, say, my Cardano, knowing that it's going up to his high target? and Litecoin as well. Could I live with myself knowing that it's going to go there? So I held, and it was tough, no doubt about it. But because of his coaching, and because of his insistence on focusing on these targets and wealth creation, that it kept us through. And now we went through the disbelief phase, which I was in disbelief at the start of this 2021. And now looking at the portfolio and seeing, we're recording this on a day that I'm becoming incredibly wealthy through Populous, PPT, which has been one that's really dragged me through the gutter. And it's been great. So yeah, it's really a wonderful coach and great targets, and that's what kept me going.
My story obviously is similar. Probably the biggest thing that helped me through the bear market, I mean, he kept me in the market because like Harold, I was irritated. I couldn't believe in looking at the chart that, all these people are saying 500,000 and $1 million Bitcoin. Well, I mean, this is just a little pullback. We're still on our way, and you hang on all the way down. And if it wouldn't have been for Jay, and of course, by then, as it's going down, we have been taught, and we continue to get teachings from Jay, and he helps us to keep our focus. The biggest thing for me through that bear market was all of the opportunity, and we made money. We still made money in the bear market. Through the whole bear market, all the opportunities that Jay helped us chart out and look for opportunities to buy more or buy a new asset. And now we are seeing the fruits of that labor. I don't know, I certainly know for me that I would not have the portfolio I have without being a part of the Bitcoin Academy and listening to and watching and consuming all of the teaching that and the talks that Jay has done through that whole period. It's incredible to me that a guy like Jay was so successful through teaching through that bear market, while at the same time you saw so many other influencers just go by the wayside because they didn't know how to handle it. It's easy, like Harold I think mentioned, it's easy to look successful in the bull market that we had in 2017 through the end of 2017. I mean, we all look like geniuses, but to be a successful trader through a brutal bear market, that's incredibly impressive to me. So, Bud, you got another question?
Yes, yeah. You just reminded me, Paul. Do you remember when Jay was, I think he was selling his Porsche or something to try and put the money into Litecoin?
Mm-hmm.
What a genius move that was. That was in the midst of the bear market.
No kidding.
If we got to watch that, and we thought, well, if our coach is going all in, then to go in down at those low prices, that was when Litecoin was around $22 ish. So
yeah. Well, and to your point, last year, might have been early last year, one of the members put $5,000 in one of the assets at a targeted low, and said this is going to be my wife's R8. So and I'm sure he's getting close now because 20x your money, and you just bought your wife a nice R8 or an i8 for a BMW, either $100,000+ vehicle for $5,000.
It's pretty crazy to think about that, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And the whole mindset, like I said, the whole mindset is we're not just investing, and we talk about this every week. We're not just investing. We are creating wealth. And listen, if you've been watching at all, you look at your portfolio, you see what that means. I mean, creating wealth is a whole different ball game than just investing.
Paul, one of the things that I've noticed is that because I looked around at other services, other people that offer services, and basically what you have are day traders and hodlers.
Yeah.
I'm I don't want to name names, but I subscribe to numerous services. Just looking around, partly, Jay went quiet for a little while, during the bear market, and so I was looking, and again, prior to finding Jay, I had other services. And boy, you've either got somebody that's day trading, which you're just going to lose money. I know I did that for a little while, and I lost my hind end. Fortunately, I didn't do it with any money. I just was, put my toe in, so to speak. But then you've got other very well-known services that are literally just hodling and going, here, buy this project. We're going to hang on to it for 5 years or whatever. And they don't have targets. They don't, the day traders do, but their targets are, here, we're going to make 3 cents on this coin right here, and then we're going to bail out. And if you have enough money in, you can make a little bit. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And then you've got the hodlers that are going, well, we're going to hold on for 5 years and we're going to see what it comes out as. It should be good. So let's hope for the best, guys. And it's just, nobody's got real targets. And this is the big difference between Jay and anybody else. Is Jay gives you a roadmap.
Yeah. Well, and let me just expand on that real quick, and then we'll jump back over to Bud. I think that's a good segue into something. I have this chart for Theta up. I just want to share with you what my reasoning was for selling. We had our targets in the, our midterm targets in the $8 range, could overperform to $10, fine, all that. And then a late year target of, let's just say just south of $30. So, my decision was to pivot at $7. I did not want to take the chance of not getting because we're in it from down here and below. Even if this doesn't turn around and give us an opportunity to buy back in at the, the $3-4 range, even if it doesn't, the target is another, say 4x, maybe a little less from here. From where I sold, it was 4x, all right, 4 times the money. So I could take this, I could pivot out of this, and I could put it over into, let's just say, a different asset in this ball range, or in this ballpark here, okay? Well, let me just tell you, the target on this is 24x. Now, if you're creating wealth, there's nothing wrong with taking your 4x and leaving it in there, and if it pulls back, just leaving it in there and hodling all the way up to, that's fine. But what Jay has taught us is how to turbocharge our profits. I mean, if you look at this chart, Theta, for instance, I mean, good grief, it's just been a run all the way up to here. I mean, nothing goes straight up. Everything's got to pull back at some point. Now, will it pull back before it goes on up to 25, 30 bucks? I don't have a clue. Nobody does. But the point being is that's a 4x up to there, and this is a 24x up to target. Those are the things, those are the little caveats that Jay has taught that has completely changed my portfolio. And you have got to have your mind right. You have to have a plan, because if you don't, and this thing starts taking off, and like it did, it jumped up. I mean, look at this. Just 1st of March, we're down in the $3 range, and then it jumped on the 10th up to past 7. If you don't have a plan, you're going to let this market dictate what you do. And anyway, I just wanted to mention that, because you either control your money or your money controls you. You either control your emotions or your emotions control you. Money is a result of emotion. Think about that, anybody that's listening, and just know that we've been taught well to take advantage of opportunities, and I feel like that's what we're doing. Our portfolios show it. So thank you, Jay.